Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Samsung Galaxy A30. By the way guys, I'll be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll be talking about all the features offered by this phone. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to show you my favorite feature about this phone, or literally all the Samsung phones right now. That's the night mode. So if you want to enable the night mode on your phone, you can go to the display settings and then enable it from here, or else you can enable it directly from notification toggles. You just need to find it, it's over here, just enable it and the night mode will be enabled. Now once you enable the night mode, all the UI elements will be changed to black. It helps with battery, it looks cool, and it also strains your eyes a bit lesser in night. So this is the night mode and I would definitely recommend you to check that out. Now going on next, I'll show you how to make apps go full screen. Now for most of the applications, apps go full screen by themselves, but for some games like this Chameleon Run, they don't go full screen. So you might see two black bars on either side, and to make them go full screen, this is what you can do. First go to settings and then select display. Once you're in display, now select full screen apps. Now select the application that you want to make full screen and select full screen. Once you do that, next time you open that application or that game, that application will open in a full screen mode and thereby give you a much more immersive experience. Now going on next, I'll show you some super handy camera shortcuts. So first I'll show you different ways to take pictures on your phone. So for that, first let's go to settings. Now once you're in settings, select shooting modes. Now first we have press volume keys, it's enabled by default. So if you want to take a picture, you can press the volume down button, and once you do that, it'll take a picture. You can also take selfies with the same button. There you go. Next we have floating shutter button. Once you enable it, you will see a floating button on the preview window. So here's the floating button, and instead of clicking this button over here, you can click this floating button to take a picture. Once you're done, you can also swipe it down to the shutter button and it hides, and you can swipe it once again to bring it back. I think this can be really useful, especially while taking selfies, as it's a bit harder to reach the shutter button while taking selfies. Anyway, next we have tap screen. Now once you enable this feature, once again you can simply touch the preview screen anywhere to take a picture. As you can see, it works and it's pretty fast. Now the final method is show palm. This is a gesture and one of my favorite ways to take a selfie. So just show your palm to your camera and it takes a selfie in 2 seconds. Now just pay attention to the camera over here. Once it sees my palm, there's a timer going on, and once the timer fills up, it takes a picture. By the way, this gesture only works with selfies. It doesn't work with the rear camera. Now for some more shortcuts on your camera application, you can swipe left or right to switch between the different modes. By the way, you can also rearrange these presets like live focus mode, pro mode. You can rearrange them from settings, and you can swipe up or down to switch between the front and rear cameras. By the way guys, whenever you switch to the front camera, there's a cool animation going on over here. Just look at a bit. And there you go. Next we can do a pin gesture to zoom in, and we can do a pinch out gesture to zoom out. Now once you're at the end, you can also do a pinch out gesture to switch to the wide angle camera. And when you're in the wide angle camera, you can do a pinch to zoom gesture to switch to the primary camera. By the way, you can also switch between these two cameras by using the toggle over here. Now over here we have the live focus mode, which simply takes portrait shots, but on this phone, we can change the amount of background blur effect we want before taking a picture using this slider over here. Now going on next, I'll show you how you can use split screen mode on this phone. Now usually on Samsung phones, you can press and hold the recent tabs button and that opens the current application in the split screen mode. But that doesn't work on this phone. So if you want to open this application, let's say Amazon, in a split screen mode, this is what you need to do. First you need to go to the recent tabs page. Once you're here, click the icon over here and then select open split screen. Once you do that, Amazon will open up as a first application, and you can select the secondary application from over here. Or else you can go to the home screen and select the secondary application from the list over here. Let me just open Play Store. Now these are the two applications. Now we can also rearrange these windows according to your preference. Now going on next, this phone also has a feature called pop-up view, which opens all these applications in a small floating window. So to open any application in a pop-up window, once again go to the recent tabs page, click on the icon, select open in pop-up view. Once you do that, that application will open up in a floating window. You can click the first option and change the slider to affect the transparency of this application. Next you have the second option to minimize that application into a floating bubble, just like Facebook chats. And you can click the third option to go full screen. This is one of the most unique features offered by Samsung phones, or especially this phone. Now going back to split screen mode, there are times when some applications do not support this feature. So if you want to make all applications support this feature, this is what you need to do. First, you need to go to settings and then scroll to the bottom, select about phone, software information. Now click the build number 7 times. Once you do that, developer options will be enabled right after you enter your password. Now go back a step. In settings, you can find developer options. Now open it up, scroll all the way to the bottom. Enable force activities to be resizable and restart your phone. Once you do that, all the apps will support split screen mode. Next, we have full screen gestures. So if you're bored with these 3-button navigation style, you can change them from display settings, then select navigation bar. Now from here, select second option, that's full screen gestures. Now even while using the gestures, we can change the layout from back button being on the right side to sending it to the left side. I'll just go with the default one. Now as you can see, there is an indicator at the bottom. Now if you swipe from the right side, it goes back a step. If you swipe from the center, it goes to the home screen. Finally, if you swipe from the left side, it takes you to the recent apps page. Now going back to the home screen, this is your default launcher. Samsung calls it the One UI launcher, and this is how it looks like. You can swipe up or down to open the app drawer, and that's all it does right out of the box. But if you go to settings and then select settings over here and enable this toggle that says quickly open notification panel, in the home screen you can do a swipe down gesture to pull down the notification bar. And if you really want it, there's also another shortcut to pull down the notification bar using the fingerprint scanner. So to enable it, go to settings first. Once you're in settings, select additional settings, advanced features, then select motion and gesture, then enable the toggle that says finger screen gesture. Once you enable it, you can swipe down on the fingerprint scanner to pull down the notification bar. You can swipe it back up again to send it back. Here's a quick preview. There we go. This is also one of my favorite features on this phone. Now for some more shortcuts related to the home screen. If you want to change your default home screen, like whenever you press the home button, it always takes you to this particular page. But if you want to change it to something like this, you need to do a pin gesture and click the home button over here. Once you do that, no matter how many times you press the home button, it always takes you here. Now going on next, if you want to pull down the notification bar, I've already told you, you can swipe down on the home screen, or you can swipe down on the fingerprint scanner, or else you can swipe down on the status bar with single finger to pull down the notification bar. Over here you have your quick toggles and your notifications. Now if you want to check out all the toggles, you need to swipe down once again. We also have another shortcut where you can swipe down using 2 fingers to pull down notification toggles. So these are the toggles. Just so you know, we can also rearrange these toggles and add a few more, and even change the grid layout from the settings over here. For now, I'll just change the position of toggles, so I'll select button order. Now I can long press any of these toggles and bring it to the position that I want and leave it to fix that new position. Now these are all the toggles, and we have some extra toggles over here. I can drag and drop them over here to add new toggles. Once you're done, click done over here to save the layout. Now these toggles also have something called quick settings. So if you click on the label of these toggles, like over here for the Wi-Fi name, we get additional settings. So if you want to quickly switch between your Wi-Fi network, you don't need to go to settings and do extra steps. You can directly access them from the notification toggles. Just click it over here and you can select the Wi-Fi network from here. You also get quick settings for sound profiles, different sound profiles, Bluetooth settings, and most importantly for the torch. Now this is a quick settings page for torch, and once you enable it, this is how the torch looks like. Now you can see the slider over here which increases or decreases the brightness of this torch. I'm pretty sure only Samsung and iPhones are the ones that give you the option to change the intensity of the flash. I hope you can see the change in intensity of the flash over here. Now going on next, this is your brightness slider, and to access it you have to come to the notification toggles area, otherwise in this page you can't find it. But if you click this arrow button on the right side of the brightness slider, you get additional options. These are once again quick settings, and once you enable this toggle, you can access the brightness slider even from the notification area. This is something I'll definitely recommend you to do. Now going on next, this phone comes with an AMOLED display, which by the way looks really awesome, and it also comes with always on display. So if you want to enable it, you need to go to settings, then select lock screen settings and enable always on display. You can click on always on display settings to get additional options, and these are the settings. You can turn it on and turn it off manually, or you can schedule it to automatically turn it on and turn it off at a specific time. and you can also change the clock face shown in the always on display. So if you want to change it, once again go to the lock screen settings. Now in the lock screen settings, select lock screen. Now select always on display. Now from here you can change your clock style on your always on display. You can also add in images, add in colors, and do crazy stuff. Now going on next, we also have something called face widgets. Now if you enable this feature for always on display, now when the phone is locked on the always on display, you can double tap on the face widget, that's the clock, and you get two arrow buttons on the left and right side. Now you can click them to get additional widgets like calendar, events, music controls, and so on. Now for some reason, if you really hate the notch and want to hide it, this is what you need to do. Go to settings, then select display settings. Once again go to full screen apps and enable this toggle. Once you do that, area near the notch is completely blacked out and it gives you a notchless experience. As this is an AMOLED display, blacks are truly blacks, and unless you are really looking for it, most of the time you can't even see if there is a notch or not. So if this is the kind of look that you're looking for, then just enable this toggle and hide the notch. Now going on next, if you want to take a screenshot on your phone, press the volume down and power button both at the same time. Once you do that, your phone will take a screenshot. Now if that's a bit hard for you, you need to go to settings and select advanced features, select motion and gesture, and enable the toggle palm swipe to capture. So once you enable this feature, you can simply swipe using your palm to take a screenshot. This is also one of my favorite features. Well, it's really not my favorite. I usually prefer the 3-finger screenshot, but that doesn't work on this phone. But even using a palm is pretty good. Now going on next, in the same advanced feature settings, if you have enabled this particular toggle, in your phone dialer, you can swipe a contact to the right side to call them, or you can swipe them to the left side to send them a message. This is also a very unique feature that's only found on the Samsung phones. Next, if you want to record calls automatically on your phone, open the phone dialer, then click the button over here, go to settings, select call recording, then select record calls. Now enable this toggle, and once you do that, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. By the way guys, this feature is available in India but might not be available in other countries. So if you can't find this feature, try to use a third-party application. Going on next, I'll show you how you can change your default launcher, default browser, and so on your phone. For that, go to settings, then select apps. Now from here, click this button over here, then select default apps. Now from this page, you can change your default browser to something like Google Chrome. You can also change your default phone dialer, default messaging application, and most importantly, you can change your home launcher or the default launcher from One UI Home to something like Nova Launcher or Epix Launcher. If you want to display the battery percentage on the status bar, like the one on my phone, you need to go to settings, then select notifications, then select status bar and enable this toggle. Once you do that, battery percentage will be displayed on the status bar. Now for the final tip, if you're really running low on battery, like 5 to 10%, and you don't want your phone to shut down, you can enable the ultra power saving mode or the maximum power saving mode. So to enable that, you need to go to settings, then select device care, then select battery. Now select power mode and select maximum power saving. Once you enable this feature, brightness goes down, CPU performance goes down, it disables all the unnecessary features and gives you access to just few applications, just 8 applications to be exact, but greatly improves the standby time of your phone. So if you're ever running low on battery, definitely give it a try. It can definitely last your phone longer. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your Samsung Galaxy A30. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on best features. Link is in the description. By the way guys, if you are planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. And if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.